Either
go to
way,
the bathroom.
Jaden Daniels takes the award home as he walks away with it and becomes the third ever LSU Tiger to win the Heisman Trophy, the second in the last 5 years, and the second quarterback to do so following 2019 and Joe Burrow's Heisman Trophy campaign and run that he went on that was capped off by the LSU National Championship. But Daniels on Saturday night, what a deserving winner. So much of this season and so much of the talk this season was that Daniels was the best player in the sport. He had to overcome, a horrific defense and storylines of not being on a contender for the later part in the season. But for him to win the award, I thought he was very deserved. I thought he represented the moment, the brand, the school, himself, all in fantastic fashion. And congratulations to him and LSU. It was a hell of a moment. Do we have some of his speech from Saturday night? This is Daniels. We'll get this set up for you, but Daniels taking the podium on Saturday in New York City with his mom, his dad there in tow. The LSU contingency was there. You saw Brian Kelly, Scott Woodward. A lot of the coaches were there, including Joe Sloan. I mean, Sherm got the biggest shout out.
I love you, dog.
Be
getting on my nerves though.
In the speech, I mean, Sherman Wilson was he was isolated and really recognized for his relationship with Jaden Daniels, and deservedly so. When you talk to people around LSU, a lot of people say that they're real close. I mean, they have spent a lot of time together off the field and have developed a relationship and a friendship that's very obvious to people around the program and to people who are there every single day. But Daniels is standing alone as the Heisman Trophy Award winner, and then took home a lot of the hardware on Friday night as LSU was up for a lot of awards. Let's hear from Daniels on Saturday from the Heisman Trophy acceptance speech, and we'll get you all the awards that the Tigers walked away with this weekend.
Thank you. This is a dream come true. I want to first give thanks to God, for all the glory. He's my rock, my savior. He blessed me with the talents and ability to get here, all the special people here to develop these skills. To Bo, Mike, and Marvin, you guys are amazing. I enjoy watching y'all, but the competition is never over. I look forward to seeing you guys on Sundays. I'd like to start the thing with a few thank yous. I learned from previous winners, the first lesson is becoming a great quarterback, you got to thank your O-line first. Thank you guys for getting me here today in one piece. I know it wasn't easy. I scramble around a lot, but I love you guys. I have so many coaches to thank. My high school coach, Nick Rogers, he is here. Thank you for believing in a 14-year-old freshman to start on varsity. I probably weighed 140 pounds. I appreciate you. Taylor Kelly, thank you for helping me elevate my game, taking me to new heights and the next level. I want to thank Herm Edwards, Marv Lewis, and Antonio Pierce. Thank you for your leadership and welcoming me when I was at ASU, and thank you for giving me the keys to the program. To Coach Kelly, Coach Frank, Coach Denbrock, and Coach Sloan, and the rest of the LSU football staff, thank you for trusting in me to lead your team. I learned so much from you guys. You took a kid from the West Coast and brought me back down to the Bayou. I'm forever thankful. I want to thank to every single LSU fan for having my back. I never seen fans pouring their hearts into a team like LSU. I really wish I could have brought you back another championship, but that was my plan, but God has other plans for me. So wild. I want to thank all my teammates from Arizona State to LSU. You're my brothers. You work so hard every day and inspire me to be my best. The truth is I will truly miss all you guys. Having future NFL players on my team make my job look easy. My receivers always say this, they're like Waffle House, they're always open. I also want to acknowledge all the unsung heroes of this game. Trainers, the nutritionists, equipment managers, groundkeepers, janitors, security, everybody. Basically everyone who works behind the scenes to make sure our sport is the greatest on earth. I know it's sometimes a thankless job, so I want to say thank you. Finally, I'd like to turn to my family. Dad, you put a football in my hands when I was young. I know you raised me to be a corner, but hopefully now the decision to play quarterback is paid off. You taught me how to play, lead, and be calm no matter the situation. And I know I wouldn't be on the stage if it wasn't for you, so thank you. I love you. My rock, my mama. You were so nervous when I was playing my first high school game, that you couldn't even watch my first high school touchdown. You closed your eyes. But after that, you never took your eyes off the field. You always had my best interest at heart from day one, and you showed me that tough love when I needed it. You instilled in me the hard work mentality that got me here, and you always told me to keep my eyes on the prize. You encouraged me to always bet on myself because you always believed in me no matter what. I graduated in 3 years because that's something that you pushed me to do. And here and now, I'm on this stage, and I love you, Mom. Thank you. I want to shout out one more person, Sherman Wilson. He's in the stands somewhere. Thank you for everything you've done for me, bro. Pushing me no matter what. You might be annoying, but, I love you, dog. Being a college athlete and winning this award has been a dream come true. I want to dedicate this award to every boy and girl who has a dream. With faith and hard work, you never know what's possible. They said I was too skinny, so I added weight. They said I relied on my legs a little bit too much. So, I went to work, completed all those passes, had the season I had. So I thank everybody out there. And they said I was too quiet, so, I became more vocal. I stepped out of my comfort zone, and now I'm here today. So what did I learn from all this? I learned how to block out the noise, that you could overcome any obstacle, and just be humble, be legendary, and most importantly, be joyful about what you do. And when you get knocked down, get back up, keep smiling, and never give up on your dreams. And I want to end a special thank you to Greg Brooks Jr. and his family. You gave me inspiration to continue on this journey of greatness and keep fighting. Thank you.
Crushed it, bro. Killed it. Thought it was hit all the high points. Thanked everyone who really needed to be thanked. Shouted out the people that he wanted to shout out personally, whether it was Sherman Wilson and even recognizing Greg Brooks at the end. I thought it was a great touch. It was a great representation for our flagship university, for the state of Louisiana, for LSU, for Jaden Daniels, and for the LSU football program, who is back to work this morning on the practice field as they are preparing for Wisconsin coming up on January 1st, in which they will travel over to Tampa to take on the Badgers. But LSU now back on the practice field after last week having the week off. So, man, it was a cool moment and a cool night for LSU. I talked to some people who were up in New York, actually some LSU alumni who live up in New York, and were texting back and forth asking if we were making the trip back up after 2019 and being there with Burrow, and unfortunately not being able to get back up there. But it's a fantastic trip, and it was a lot of the same of what was last time. It was LSU everywhere. If you were following on social media, and whether you're following, obviously LSU football and Jaden Daniels and all the LSU accounts, obviously it looks very pro LSU, but even like Raising Cane's, like the national account, I mean, you could see that they were working the counter at Raising Cane's in Times Square on Friday, and the amount of LSU people that showed up. I mean, you got to think, you've got 4 schools represented in New York City. I mean, Ohio State, Oregon, and Washington, LSU, that's 4 pretty name brand schools with huge alumni bases that stretch all over the world. I mean, you wear an LSU, Washington, Oregon, or Ohio State shirt, on a trip to Europe, odds are you're going to get shouted out a lot.
Go Tigers.
I mean, wherever you are in the world, those 4 universities are going to bring a ton of attention. But to see the amount of LSU love for Jaden Daniels in New York City on social media, and hearing from some people that were there, felt like a lot like 2019, because I can tell you in 2019, I was overwhelmed with the amount of purple and gold, with the amount of LSU chants, with the amount of just how big the brand is in New York City. Obviously, being in Legends Bar, and I was following some people who were in Legends over the weekend, and had a chance to be there once the announcement was made that Daniels was going to win, and it exploded, and the fight song went off, and people are dancing on the bar and taking shots. It was a beautiful scene. But more surprisingly, when I was there in 19 and getting some feedback that people that were there this go round, and from some New Yorkers that are LSU alumni, was just, again, the purple and gold in the streets, like all over the city. And obviously LSU marketing did a great job with buying ad space in Times Square and putting the brand and the colors and Jaden Daniels' face all over the really all over the world on Saturday and throughout the weekend. It was a hell of a promotional tour and opportunity for the football program, for LSU, and I thought, again, they capitalized. They took advantage of it, and LSU, the brand is everywhere. It is everywhere. Some other news going into the weekend. That was Daniels on Saturday night, who took home the Heisman Trophy, which we all agree that is the most prestigious award in college football. Daniels had a hell of a Friday, too, where he took home the Walter Camp Player of the Year award, the Davey O'Brien Award, which goes to the nation's best quarterback. He took home the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award, which is the best upper-class quarterback, earlier last week. The Maxwell Award goes to the best player in college football. Michael Penix took that award home as his 13-0 record with the Pac-12 champs with Washington was awarded with the Maxwell Award. This is where things got a little hairy. The Bolitnikoff Award ended up going to Marvin Harrison Jr. on Friday. The word on the street is that he beat Malik Nabers by one vote. I don't buy it.
I want a recount.
I don't buy it. I don't buy that there was a one-vote discrepancy. We told you, everybody
Chad
was telling you, it wasn't just this show. There was a lot of speculation once Harrison got the invite to New York City for the Heisman Trophy that he was going to – they were just going to hand him the Bolitnikoff
participation trophy
as almost, like a here you go. Like, we appreciate your service to college football. We're not worthy of having you in the game. So here is your award, even though you finished, well under a guy in Malik Nabers who just rewrote stat records at his own school, ran through records in the league, and was by far the best wide receiver in 2023.
They had to put up there that he had 15 games in his career with over 100 yards, and Malik Nabers had 9 games this season with over 100 yards. It was
highway robbery.
Yeah, it was almost like they were giving his dad the award.
Oh God.
They might have had to.
Speaking of highway robbery, but it's hard to complain. I mean, I think it was apparent that Malik Nabers was the best wide receiver in college football this year. But when you look back at the history of, and that's what I think needs to be taken into account, is the way that the award system has been in history needs to be looked at as to, it's not a career achievement award anymore. Like the way that the amount of attention that college football gets now, you need to do it season by season. It's not a, hey, look what you did throughout your career. We didn't give it to you your sophomore year, so we're going to give it to you your junior year. Because now there's too many good players in college football and too many things that are happening offensively or defensively where, like, if you're an LSU fan, Grant Delpit didn't deserve the Thorpe in 2019, right, but he sure as hell deserved it in 2018. And it's like the old guard of, we can't give it to a sophomore. We can't give it to a freshman. It has to be, oh, do it again. Be a junior. Like, that shit is out the window now in college football because the whole landscape has changed. You're getting paid now. Like, stop acting like it's a career achievement of longevity and, oh, he did it the right way and he came to school for 3 years and now you get your Thorpe. Now you get your Bolitnikoff. That's not the way the world works. That's not the way the award should be because now you're looking at college system and you're looking at college football and it looks like a flawed product because, oh, I guess Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best quote-unquote wide receiver in the sport. Well, he wasn't the best wide receiver this year, and that's what the reward is. It's a 2023 Bolitnikoff. And that goes to, you'll look back at the numbers and you'll go, wait, did y'all see what Malik Nabers did? Like, he's going to get lost in history and throughout the totality of it. Like LSU, you won't forget. He's going to set records here at the school because he was standing on 10 toes tall after he saw the announcement. Like, he was pissed off on Twitter, and he should be.
Yeah.
Like, I earned that award, and it's not all about awards, and I understand that, but for some people, it's a point of pride. And you knew, like, Malik went out there every day, and every Saturday for sure, and played like it. And for him to not get the award because you have some old guard system where, oh, he didn't do it his sophomore. I mean, he looked good his sophomore year, but his junior year he fell off, and now he's going to the NFL. But let's give him this on his way out. Like, you should have given it to Marvin Harrison his sophomore year, and you should have given it to Malik Nabers his junior year. That's just, the system's broken.
It felt criminal, really.
It did.
I mean, to be on this side of it and to have a guy that, was so deserved. The numbers said so. He was clearly the best player. It was tough, and to see his reaction, it was justified. I thought that Malik Nabers should have been pissed off. He should stay pissed off, and that there should be, there should be a real effort to try and clean up the way that these awards are voted on, because it's just it's not finding the best guy.
It's not recognizing the best player that year.
It's not finding the best player, and that's just not the intention of what it should be. And man, I feel so bad for Malik Nabers. I hope he plays in this game so he can become LSU's all-time leader in receiving yards and be recognized as someone that'll live for a long time, and his name will be there. But he deserved the Bolitnikoff, and it will go down as one for LSU, as one that was deserved, and one that will it just doesn't feel right. It just does not feel like he was handled. That was handled the correct way.